Hi, this is George Alger, and welcome to another segment of Our Ventura TV. Today we're going to be talking about avocados, and our guest expert is the Avocado Diva, Brenda Cusick. Welcome, Brenda.
Hi, George. Thanks for having me.
So, Brenda, we've got some avocados in front of us, and one of the first things that I learned about right now is that there's lots of different kinds of avocados in the world. Can you give me those numbers again?
Sure. Most people have heard of the Hass, and that's what you can find at most grocery stores, but there's really over 500 varieties that grow in California.
And then how many in the world?
There's over 1,500 that grow all around the world.
Wow, all right. So we're going to start, get some more information about these avocados, but let's get a little orientation here. How is it that you yourself evolved into this avocado diva role?
Well, my family has been here for 4 generations. I have children and great-grand-nephews and nieces who are 5th and 6th generation Ventura County. So we've all been involved in agriculture and growing food and plants, including lots of different avocados from the late 1800s.
Wow. Okay. So you also have an avocado business.
I do. Yes, it's an online business.
Okay, great. All right. So let's get down to some basics about avocados. I mean, I've been eating them for years and I love them. I didn't know there were so many. Can you describe a little bit about the differences?
Sure. Well, avocados grow year-round, but it depends on the variety that they are. So a Hass avocado, like this one here at the grocery store, is a summer avocado, and you know how long summer is in Ventura County. So we can really get these in season from April to like July or August if the crop is still available. But if you're willing to eat different varieties, some of them are better to eat in the fall, winter, spring, and I brought some different examples for you.
Good. All right. Well, let's talk about them now. The fact that they grow in different times of year can mean more than just it's available
That's right.
at different times of year. I mean, I presume they taste different. They don't. I mean, they have different shapes, but do they? How different are they?
You know, they can be very different. For example, this is a Fuerte avocado, and Fuerte means strong in Spanish. So the Fuerte was the original, avocado before the Hass was patented. So most of the time you can find Fuertes in the late winter and springtime. So this is a really delicious avocado for guacamole or even for putting on the barbecue.
And how would you? What do you when you say put on a barbecue? What does that mean? Like actually whole, or do you slice it?
You know how you slice an avocado typically from the top to the bottom, and it's got the pit in the middle, and you take the pit out. I have a little tool here that shows how you can get the pit out, and you just grease it well or oil it well. Oil the grill nice and plop it right down on top of it. Cook it for 3 or 4 minutes, and then with the skin on, turn it over, and when the oil starts to bubble up in the skin, delicious eating.
Wow. Okay, cool. And do you yourself grow many types of avocados?
You know, I don't. I'm a typical suburban stay-at-home mother who sells avocados. But most of my family lives in Somas or Camarillo, Moore Park, that area. I work with about 20 to 25 small farms and orchards, and I buy seasonally from all these different farmers and then ship them to people who are interested in it. So if I could show you this example, sure. This is a Pinkerton avocado, and the Pinkerton family is from Ventura County. They live in Santa Paula. They're very important to the avocado industry on the CalAvo board and on the California Avocado Commission's board. But you can see there's something that makes their avocado not quite work in the packing houses, and it's this very long neck. And the other problem is with the Pinkerton, this will get ripe before the big fat bottom.
Oh, yeah.
So like I just said, you normally cut an avocado this way. For a Pinkerton, you should cut it around this way and eat the top first, cover the bottom with some plastic wrap, and put it on the counter for a day or 2, and then eat the bottom half later on.
Wow.
It's really delicious, very vegetable tasting, almost like an asparagus flavor to it.
Okay. Now, before we touch on a few other types of avocados, speak to the health benefits of them.
Oh my gosh, avocados are considered one of the world's superfoods or a perfect food. It has 20 vitamins and minerals. Lots of very healthy oil, monounsaturated fats. It's been said, not that I'm a doctor or anything, but that it can lower your bad cholesterol levels and raise your good cholesterol levels, even though it's a very fatty vegetable food.
Wow. Okay.
And they're actually a fruit. Most people think avocado is a vegetable, but it's actually a fruit. It's in part of the berry family. And the original avocados that came from Mexico are little tiny things, and they have a black skin on them that's paper thin, and you can actually eat it. You can bite right through it, and it's kind of like eating a little olive or plum. So they grow here in Ventura County too, and they're ripe usually in August or September.
Okay, good. So let's talk about another one.
Okay, this is one of my favorite avocados. This is a lamb avocado, and it's actually a granddaughter of the Hass. And the Lamb family are descendants of the Don Camarillo family, and they live in Santa Rosa Valley. So this is one of the avocados that they've patented.
Now hold on. When you say someone has patented an avocado, I'm not sure I really get what that means.
Oh, good. This is a fun part of the history of avocados in California. The very first avocado that was patented was the Hass avocado, and it's named after a postman who used to love to collect avocado seeds and grow them up and see if he could find a good avocado to eat. And his last name was Hass. He was granted a patent for his fruit. And the original Hass avocado tree, have any idea where it was in California?
No.
I'm trying to think I'll probably get that wrong. But I do know where it is now. The tree died a couple of years ago, and it's right up here in Ventura on Foothill at the Brokaw Commercial Nursery. They have it in a vault, the wood from it, hoping to do something important with that original tree that all these Hass seedlings came from over the last 40, 50 years.
Wow. Now, I'm still trying to really get what this means. So if they've patented it, they've done something unique.
That's right. Most avocados, if you grow them from the seed, because they've been highly hybridized, it won't necessarily grow the same fruit that it came from. So, if you're a child and grew up in this area, everybody's planted an avocado seed over some water and it grows this little ivy thing. They almost never grow fruit, and if they do, it's not necessarily going to be a Hass. It will probably go back to that original little olive-looking thing. So the seeds are actually, or the trees are made from grafts, all from that original Hass avocado. And the patent was bought by the Brokaw family, which is here in Ventura County. So it's a grafting so that we ensure that the fruit is accurate, kind of like how they graft roses to make sure that the rose is correct. That's what they do with the Hass as well.
Good. Then do you happen to know, amongst these 500 plus avocados that grow in California, how many actually would be, I don't know, is native the right term? How would you describe something that actually existed before people started to combine different elements to make them patentable?
Boy, that's a really good question. I think that there are probably just a few of those, and they tend to come from Mexico, Guatemala, and there's one other country, but I'm not sure what it is off the top of my head. But the original one is called a Mexicola, and you can buy those like at, Armstrong Nurseries or Home Depot. If they don't have them, you can ask them to order them for you. And those are the ones with the edible skin as well as the edible leaves.
Okay, and now you're talking about edible leaves and avocados, and I know I'd never heard of such a thing, and yet I know you also cautioned me earlier that there are some you don't want to eat. So
yes.
Speak to that.
Okay, is it okay if I show you?
Yeah, let's check this out here.
So these are some avocado leaves that I picked off of a Mexicola tree.
Yeah, let me check this out.
And then I just dried them. And if you want to, you can open them and tell me what flavor do you smell in there? Because it has a very distinctive smell, especially if you crunch it up a little bit.
Yeah, okay.
Do you need a knife too?
I may. Yeah,
Here, I'll get out my scary knife and, oops.
A plastic knife, okay.
So here, let's get some of the essential oils out of there. And what does that smell like to you?
Wow.
Oh, it's quite strong, huh?
Yeah, it's actually, I've smelled it before, but I can't identify it. It's just so, enjoyable.
Have you ever had Zambuca or like a Greek ouzo type of?
That's where it comes from. It's like a hint of licorice.
Yeah,
to it
exactly.
Too.
You can smell black licorice or anise flavor in it. So some cultures use this as a tea that's really good for your digestive system, like your liver, your kidneys, those types of things. It makes a really delicious tea that then you can put, this was the other thing I was going to show you.
Oh, yeah.
You can put avocado honey in.
Wow.
So avocados really need bees to help them pollinate. So this is honey that comes right from within the hives. This one is bottled here in Ventura County out in Fillmore. And as you can see, it's a very dark honey and it's very, very thick. It's quite sweet. So it tastes really good in avocado tea, which you can make with the leaves.
Wow, so I'll look for that. And I'd never heard of this either, so this is great. And we're winding down now towards the end of our program. And I know you were going to open up one of these guys here. I guess you can pick one and
all right,
tell us a little bit about what you're doing here.
Well, here's a couple things that are important when you buy an avocado at the farmer's market or the grocery store. You always want to get one that has its little belly button on the top, because otherwise mold and stuff can get inside of it.
And it doesn't matter what type it is?
No. And then when you open it, you want to see if it looks green inside instead of black.
Oh, okay.
And like I said, most of the time you open an avocado from the top to the bottom. And it's important to use either a Teflon coated knife or a plastic knife, because that will help the avocado stay nice and green.
Wow.
So this one's a little bit overripe, and you can tell because it's starting to split. This one wants to grow its seed, and it's got a little bit of the black spots inside. But this is what's called a noble avocado. So its patented name is like the Nobel Peace Prize. And it also is a granddaughter of the Haas.
Ah, okay.
Or you can Google heirloom avocados or heritage avocados, and you'll be able to find out lots more information.
All right. Well, great. So now we're just going to wrap up things right now. Is there any concluding message you'd like to convey to the viewers?
If you think that the best avocado or the only avocado is a Hass, that's kind of like saying, that you only like Granny Smith apples, but think of all the other delicious McIntosh and Roma, and some of them are good for baking, and some are good for eating, some are good for cutting up. Avocados are the same thing, and if you live here in Ventura County, you really are missing out if you're not trying all the different varieties.
Well, I know I'm going to look for them now.
Good, good.
All right, well, thank you very much, Brenda.
Thanks.
This is George ALGER signing off for this segment of Our Ventura TV. Until we meet again.